Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome back to another grounded video where today we're going to be jumping back in time to one of the first videos I ever loaded to the channel that had to do with grounded, me going through breaking the game, exploring the map, and having an all-around great time inside of this game, and what made a lot of people come to this channel and start exploring it and finding out everything that has to do with grounded. Now in this video, this is one of my most popular videos on the channel, talking about unlocking all the secret bases and how to find all the labs. Now what I will say is that this video was released on August 3rd, 2020. So that was what, like almost 7 months ago now, 8 months ago. I'm not sure, math is broken at this early in the morning. But looking at it, it's like, one, I had a glorious goatee, and two, the biggest thing with this is I wanted to see what the world of Grounded looked like so long ago, because all of these changes that we're going to be looking at here, all of this secret bases, going through all the different bases and stuff, all of this was so long ago. I'm going to start playing the video here as, you know, old me starts flying through the map and speeding around. And I just kind of want to see, hey, what did the world look like? I mean, just looking through, one, none of the leaves are degraded right now, so you could tell that this isn't as cleaned up as it is now, but it looks fairly similar, at least that lab does. Yeah, the lighting's off a little bit, probably because technically I'm not walking through here, but that's okay. There's a little Burgle. Hey, Burgle. But I just kind of want to see what the world looked like, how it's changed. There's supposed to be raw science right there, but we'll get to that at another point. And you know what it looks like now. I mean, as you're flying around, one, a huge change you can see, we'll see if we can get to it here and pause it again, is the pond. Look at the pond. Look at the pond right here. Let me see if I can actually pause it and slow it down for you guys. Look at the pond. There's nothing in the pond during this time. No pagoda, no net, no bunch of leaves, lily pads, cattails. None of that is actually in the pond there. And that is crazy to think that that's changed so much. Even the hedge doesn't even look the same. It's not nearly as full. That is completely different than it is now. A little bit more grasses in there now, a little bit more weeds and stuff. This is so cool to sit here and look, to be able to go back for one and to see what the actual hedge with the backyard looked like so long ago before all of the updates. Okay, even this base now is completely different. Oh look, we can actually open that now there, Sim-Alot. You know, you talked about how this is unable to be open. We can actually open that now. Wow. That's all I can say is just going back and looking at this and just saying, wow, look at how much it's changed. I mean, there's not nearly as many orb reavers in there as there's supposed to be now. A lot of this is a lot more broken. You're missing many, many pieces of the base. The storage room that was there. Even this isn't even laid out like this. You're missing all the spider webs that go in here. It's so crazy to think how much of this... Yeah, there's normally doodling on that there. There's a giant branch that goes through that part of it. I mean, there's... Wow. Let's skip ahead in the video a little bit here. Let's see if we can get to another base. I like the hedge base a lot, but let's see what else we can get to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then the observatory. Just looking at the backyard, oh my lord, I don't even have clearing out the filter in the back op. Ooh. So you have the distance blur still. Alright, Sim, enough about the whatchamacallit there. Let's move on. Okay, so here we are on a completely different section of the map now. Now we're over in the haze. And just by looking at this, sadly to say, there's not been a whole lot of changes to the haze area since the beginning of the game. This actually, if we go back just a little bit, as I fly in here, what you'll see is that this is one of the most unchanged portions of the map. None of this is any different than what it was, at least that we can tell. I mean, yes, there's still the haze there and stuff, but we actually have the haze base here that we're going to go through. But looking at it, the haze is one of the base locations, one of the map map locations in the game that has not changed historically at all. So going through there, it's one of the most comfortable areas I have in the game because everything is exactly where it's been. But in the future, I know this is going to change. Probably in the next update, it's going to change. Just by going through and looking at all the different changelogs that are coming, looking at what was inside of the developer world. If you guys missed that, go check out the channel. There's a lot of videos up on what's in the developer world. But going through and looking at the haze area, I cannot wait for a change to happen. I can't wait for there to be more things in it, more bugs, more plant life, maybe some new mushrooms that grow in there, and then the 2 new bases that are going to unlock not only this one, but the giant black anthill base. At least that's what I call it at the moment. That's going to be happening over by the sandbox. I can't wait for that either. Now, I'm just going to fast forward in time a little bit to get through the haze base, because at the end of the day, if you guys want to see that base, you guys can just go through and watch that video. I actually do a pretty good job of explaining everything that's in it so far. But yeah, just by flying through and looking at the backyard, you can see, yeah, look at the pond over here. Look at everything over here. There's nothing. All of this is all barren. It looks really empty, actually. The game looks empty all around. But where I'm about to go now, there's actually been 0 changes to this as well. This area that's in here, there's been no changes in here. This has been laid out exactly the same. The only thing that's different is that there's another one of these right here now, and that these actually have berries in them. So when I say there's been no changes, I mean like literally like tiny little tweaks. But I don't know how they plan on incorporating this into the game, because right now this doesn't make sense that this base is in the game. Everything else makes sense. You know, the shrinking technology, the bases in order to move around, the watcher, them going through and doing research on like the ants, the ant queen, all of that, the hedge base, them having, you know, the technology labs to do studying on being that small, reviewing the raw science that they have to review, all of that, it all makes sense to the story at the moment, including, you know, everything that happened with Dr. Wendell, him putting things together, him becoming a backyard scientist and being small and enjoying his spacer technology. Right now, that all links. It all makes sense in the story. This base does not. And that's kind of what I'm worried about, how they're going to work this into the game. Because how are you going to go from shrunk down, exploring, all of that, to berry monster? I'm not really sure how exactly they're going to talk about this guy right here. He doesn't really make sense. Nice face, Sim. He doesn't really make sense in the game yet. Now, I'm hoping that they work something in where it's like, maybe this was just a freak accident or something like that, and this is just a bonus, or maybe this has something to do with Dr. Wendell splicing his DNA, or maybe there's going to be a bonus game mode where I can play as a giant man-eating berry running around and chasing my friends on my server that we're going to be getting in the future, because we do plan on having dedicated servers in the future. So I don't really know what the purpose of this base is, but it's really cool to go through and see all of these different areas, and see the game as it is. Now, I know that I'm about to go into the pond, and you can see this is an updated version a little bit, but it definitely doesn't have everything. This is after first release, and after 1.0 update, I think, pond, but definitely no base in there, nothing new in the pond. And I could tell you, I mean, just seeing how far Grounded has come, seeing the change to the world of Grounded and how it's been adjusted, how many updates have been put out, the amount of work that the Obsidian team has put into this game is phenomenal. It's outstanding, and I must applaud them and tell them, you know, you guys have been doing an absolutely fantastic job. I've been loving every single update that comes out to this game. Every time they tweak something, every time they adjust something, it's all just making the game better, except for small kind of little things that, you know, getting rid of armor glue and stuff that kind of bum me out. But just going through, playing the game, having such an awesome fan base like you guys who have all came to the channel because of Grounded, I mean, I really do appreciate appreciate it, and you know, I appreciate Grounded and Obsidian, you know, making this game. It's just been absolutely fantastic, and I've just loved this game since the day it's come out. That's why I've put out so many videos. I think I have over like 140 videos or something like that on the channel now of Grounded, which is a lot. I think it's actually getting closer to 200 now. I'm not sure, but you guys can go find that out by going out and checking out all the other videos on the channel. Don't be afraid to subscribe as well. Only 25% of you guys are actually that watch these videos are actually subscribed to the channel. So I'd invite you guys all to subscribe to the channel. And then also, guys, make sure you hit that like button to let me know you guys are enjoying Grounded. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.